My name is Mary Christine Joy Legaspi, 32 years old from Kawit, Cavite. I was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 2 last February 27, 2020. It was in the middle of 2019 when I felt some sort of lump on my left breast. I got scared, but the following day I immediately went to my internist and had it checked. During the consultation, I was told that the lump was possibly due to my hormonal imbalance and was advised to do further breast examination just to be sure because the size of the lump was unusual. Um, I became so complacent and calm, and nothing was wrong with me. So I did not head on the advice due to my financial constraints at that time. Then on, later part of January 2020, I started to feel the pain. The pain was unbearable and I was unable to sleep. That was when I started to say to myself that I have to check. I have to make it check again. I have to have it checked again. A relative of mine who was a former patient of Dr. Reynaldo also referred him to me. It was February 18, 2020 when I decided to go to Doc Ray to have my initial checkup. Accompanied by my relative and my mom, we went to have my breast mass check. On my way to his clinic in Manila Doctors, my mind was empty. I cannot focus on remembering anything. I was so scared and my anxiety was so high. During my consultation, Dr. was so kind enough to explain everything to us and requested mammogram and biopsy. He told us every important details and information that we need to know. Then, when the results comes out, we will return back to him. While waiting for the results of my two tests, my anxiety had worsened. I started to feel I my anxiety worsened and I become more and more depressed and had some panic attacks as well because of the fear, because of the start of the pandemic. Then on February 27, 2020, when I returned to Doc Ray. With the results of the laboratory test, I had been confirmed by Doc Ray that I have a breast cancer stage 2. And he advised me to undergo immediate surgery because the type of breast cancer that I have is an aggressive type, meaning the cancer cell spreads fast. He advised me to do it within the next 2 weeks. I never missed a day without crying and cried so easily when asked about my condition. It was so hard to accept what is happening to me. I, together with the help of my family, decided to go ahead with the surgery last March 13, 2020, with awareness of the pandemic crisis. But before my surgery, I underwent another biopsy from a different hospital, just to be sure, and the results came out with the same conclusion. I also seek and tried taking herbal medicines during that time, with the insistence and sponsorship of my aunt, with a wishful thinking of miracles, wishful thinking of miracle that might happen before the scheduled surgery. Still, nothing happened. Then on March 12, the day before the surgery, I was admitted to Philippine General Hospital, where the surgery was taking place. From that time that I was admitted until the day I was discharged, I was still questioning myself if I did the right thing. Aside from that, fears and worries of ongoing pandemic added to my anxiety. I was feeling, I was feeling anxiety. I was supposed to stay in the hospital for a minimum of 3 days. But after surgery, but because due to the circumstances of COVID-19 problem, I was discharged the next day. I went home with a drip was still intact and possible problems as to who will remove the drip when the time comes. At home, I was recovering from surgery as well as quarantine for a month with my elder sister and cousin who was the caregivers that time. My mom, because my mom is who is living with me, was in the age susceptible to COVID-19. So as to protect her, it's possible for possible contractions of the virus, we have to be isolated to a certain room in the house. 1 week after the surgery, with the help of Docway, we were able to find surgeon who can remove the drip without going to Manila. Our follow-up checkup from the start of online, even the follow-up test that was the basis of the possible surgery treatment was requested to the series of phone calls to PGH Laboratory, whose personnel were kind enough to accommodate the request and with considerations of the pandemic situation. So I could say I hurdle upon hurdle to leap bound to reach to this point of life in my life. Now I'm currently in my 9 months road to recovery. At the times, I still have the anxiety and depression. I'm still not confident to face everyone and go out on public and tell others about what I am going through. I know everything will be fine someday. And I am thankful that my family is always there and never got tired of understanding me. Also, during the process, they never abandoned me and always support me emotionally. As a way of coping up, I started to join cancer groups, cancer crusader groups, and other support groups. I know talking to people going through the same situation as I am, or same experience as I am, will somehow lessen my anxiety and depression. It helps me boost up my self-confidence, and I'm also into music as a therapy to lighten my mood. And most importantly, I'm strengthening my faith. I spiritually enrich my soul with God's words, and I'm making God as the center of my life. Thank you for listening, and God bless you all.